explain about applications of the Java. Already I can given the clear information about these things. Okay, the first thing, Java introduction. Okay, the next one, evolution or sorry, creation of Java. The third thing, evolution. Evolution of Java. Okay, the next, the fourth thing, I can explain the Java applications. Okay, by using the Java technology, we can develop different types of applications. Okay, what are those different types of applications? Okay, the first thing, okay, here we can develop the first thing, stand alone application or desktop applications, or we can say that stand alone applications. Okay, desktop applications also called as stand alone application. And the second thing, okay, web application. Okay, the third thing, mobile application. The fourth thing, embedded application. The fifth thing, robotics. Okay, are these are enough. Okay, this is the first thing, desktop applications are standalone application. The second one, web application. The third thing, mobile application. The fourth one, embedded applications. Okay, these are the four types of applications are developed. Okay, here the first thing, standalone applications are desktop application. Means stand alone. Here the word we are using, the alone in the sense single, a desktop. Okay, the desktop applications mean individual desktop. Means the application definition is that the application which is run inside the only one desktop or inside only one system is called as stand-alone application. These standalone applications are developed with the help of Java standard edition technologies. Here, the Java standard editions will be there. Okay, in these Java standard editions, we can say that. Okay, Java standard editions. Okay, by using this Java standard editions, we can develop this desktop application. The desktop applications, they developed with the help of AWT or swings and applets. Okay, these are the useful to develop your particular desktop applications. Okay, or AWT and swings and applets. Here the AWT in the sense abstract window toolkit. And the second thing, the swings. The next thing, applets. Okay, these are having that frames. We can say that panels, frames, windows, buttons, everything will be present in these things. That's why the applications which is run only inside the one desktop or inside the only one software, only one machines. Okay, that's why we can say that the applications which is run inside only one machine or inside only one desktop, we can call it as stand-alone application or desktop applications. With the help of AWT and strings and applets, we can develop this kind of applications. An example for these desktop applications. Okay, what are these example for these applications? Example in the, for example, Notepad. Okay, Notepad or command prompt or Photoshop. Okay, these all are the desktop applications. Means every systems can be having the notepads because that is already predefined installed. The command prompt, every system is having this command prompt or every system is having this Photoshop because the applications can be run only one machines. The notepad can be work only one particular machine only. If another machines is having, it's another notepad. Okay, same like this is having this particular applications. That's why Notepad or Notepad plus plus or Command Prompt or Photoshop, these all are the standalone applications. That's why I can say that the application which is run only one desktop or only one system, so we can say that is that a standalone applications. With the help of Java standard editions, we can develop this kind of standalone application. The second one, web applications. Okay, web application in the sense the application which is run inside the browser. Means whenever we are going to be run your particular applications, must and should with the help of URL. Okay, with the help of this URL it can be run. That's why I can use the word of browser in the sense the application which is run inside the browser is called as వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్స్. ఒక బ్రౌజర్లో రన్ అయ్యేటటువంటి అప్లికేషన్స్. వెనెవర్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు డెవలప్ ద వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్స్, we must and should or we must have the knowledge on three things. Okay, those are, what are those three things? Okay, దాంట్లో the number one. Okay, here the first thing. Okay, first thing ఏంటిది, ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ టెక్నాలజీస్ ఏంటిది, and second thing back end technology, and third one servers, and the fourth one database. Okay, these are the four things are required to develop your particular web applications. Mean the front end technologies, back end technologies, server and databases. Okay, these are the four things are required to develop your particular web applications. For example, you can say this is your front end technology, this is your backend technology. Okay, this is going to communicate with your particular servers. Okay, this is your particular with your particular database. Okay, means here this is the particular front end technologies will be there. Okay, means these are going to be communicate with these things. Okay, these are going to communicate, okay, with these things. Okay, these are going to communicate with the servers. Okay, this is going to communicate with this your particular database. From the servers they are going to be fetch the data, and we can view to your particular information. Means ఇక్కడ చూడండి, this is your particular front end technologies. Okay, ఇక్కడ must and should we have HTML or HTMLs వాటిని బేస్ చేసుకొని we can create the web page. వెబ్ పేజెస్ని ఇక్కడ క్రియేట్ చేస్తారు. దట్స్ వై వీ కెన్ యూజ్ హియర్ ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ టెక్నాలజీస్. హియర్ వీ కెన్ డెవలప్ యువర్ కరస్పాండింగ్ బిజినెస్ లాజిక్స్. ఓకే, ద బిజినెస్ లాజిక్ని డెవలప్ చేస్తారు. ఓకే, ఇట్ కెనాట్ బి వ్యూ టు ఎనీ ఎండ్ యూజర్స్. దాన్ని మనము బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ టెక్నాలజీ అంటారు. హియర్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి కమ్యూనికేట్ విత్ ది సర్వర్స్. These are the communicate with this server, and here it is having the database. Okay, database will be fetching the data from this. ఈ డేటాను ఫెచ్ చేసుకొని మళ్ళీ ఎండ్ యూజర్స్ కి చూపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది. మీన్స్ ఎండ్ యూజర్స్ కెన్ బి వ్యూ దిస్ పర్టికులర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. Okay, this is the process is going to be done in your particular web applications. Okay, now the currently in market, current market లో రన్ అయ్యేటటువంటి అప్లికేషన్స్ అన్నీ కూడా ఈ వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్సే. ఓకే, ద ప్రజెంటేషన్ టెక్నాలజీ ఉంటుంది, బ్యాక్ అండ్ టెక్నాలజీస్ ఉంటుంది, సర్వర్స్ ఉంటాయి, డేటాబేసెస్ అనేవి ఉంటాయి. అంటే దిస్ ఈజ్ యువర్ పర్టికులర్ వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్స్. మీన్స్ ద అప్లికేషన్స్ విచ్ ఈజ్ రన్ ఇన్సైడ్ ద బ్రౌజర్. ఒక బ్రౌజర్లో రన్ అయ్యేటటువంటి అప్లికేషన్స్ అన్నింటినీ కూడా మనం ఏమంటున్నామంటే వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్స్ అంటాం. ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ అప్లికేషన్ ఈజ్ హ్యావింగ్ యువర్ పర్టికులర్ యూఆర్ఎల్. ఒక యూఆర్ఎల్ అనేది ఉంటుంది. ఇక్కడ యూఆర్ఎల్ ఇన్ ద సెన్స్ యూనివర్సల్ రిసోర్స్ లొకేటర్. ఒక యూఆర్ఎల్లో మనకి ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి చూడండి, https:// ఓకే, ఇక్కడ నీకు :/ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, ఈ // www డాట్ ఓకే google.com. Okay, or your anything www.tspsc.gov.in. Okay, a gov.in లో index డాట్ జేఎస్పి అలా ఉంటుంది. దీంట్లో టీఎస్పిఎస్సి డాట్ ఇన్లో ఇండెక్స్ డాట్ జిఎస్పి అనేది ఉంటుంది. మీన్స్ హియర్ దిస్ ఈజ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ది హోస్ట్. ఓకే, ఇది హైపర్ టెక్స్ట్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ప్రోటోకాల్. ఈ హెచ్టిటిపిఎస్లో నీకు ఏం యూఆర్ఎల్లో ఇదేంటిది www.tspsc.gov.in ఇదేంటిది ద హోస్ట్ నేమ్ ఉంటుంది. దీనికి ఇక్కడ ఏముంటుంది, హియర్ ద పేజ్ అనేది ఉంటుంది. Okay, this is your particular web page name. This is the page name and this is the host name, this is the protocol. Okay, with the help of this each and every applications ki same web applications, each and every web applications will be having its own url. URL ni base cheskoni manamu identify anedi chestaru. The example for that particular web applications. Okay, web applications ki manaku unnatuvanti example ఏంటిది, same we can give that Facebook or Twitters, okay, or whatever we can set. Okay, Facebook gani, Twitters gani, FB, Twitter, LinkedIn, ఓకే, ఇవన్నీ మనకు ఉన్నటువంటి వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్స్. ఓకే, ప్రతి ఒక్క వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్లు నీ యొక్క బ్రౌజర్లో రన్ అవుతుంది. అందుకనే ద అప్లికేషన్స్ విచ్ ఇస్ రన్ ఇన్సైడ్ ద బ్రౌజర్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్స్ అని అంటారు. ద థర్డ్ థింగ్ వచ్చేసి మొబైల్ అప్లికేషన్స్. మీన్స్ జావా మొబైల్ ఎడిషన్స్ ని బేస్ చేసుకుని డెవలప్ చేసేటటువంటి అప్లికేషన్స్. బట్ వెన్ ఎవర్ వీఆర్ డెవలపింగ్ ద మొబైల్ అప్లికేషన్స్ ఆర్ వన్ ఆండ్రాయిడ్ యాప్, ఒక ఆండ్రాయిడ్ మొబైల్ ని బేస్ చేసుకుని యాప్ ని డెవలప్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. iOS యాప్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఇంకా ఆండ్రాయిడ్ మొబైల్ సంబంధించినటువంటి యాప్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, దీస్ ఆల్ ఆర్ ద యాప్స్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు డెవలప్ విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ థింగ్స్. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ మనము దీన్ని బేస్ చేసుకుని ఏం చేస్తామంటే ఆండ్రాయిడ్ మొబైల్ యాప్స్ని యూజ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. ఓకే, దీస్ యాప్స్ ఆర్ డెవలప్డ్ విత్ హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ మొబైల్స్. దీంట్లో మనం యూజ్ చేసేటటువంటి ఏంటంటే జావా మొబైల్ ఎడిషన్స్. ఓకే, వీ కెన్ యూజ్ జావా మొబైల్ ఎడిషన్స్. Okay, the fourth thing, embedded applications. These embedded applications, whenever we are going to develop any kind of IoT, Internet of Things. Okay, this Internet of Things lo manaku web pages ni create chestha untaru. Okay, we can create the web page. Okay, these web pages are going to be created with the help of the Java technology also. Okay, that's why the embedded applications also there. And the enterprise applications also there. The enterprise applications came under the web application. That is also one type of web applications. Okay, these are the four things of applications are developed with the help of your particular Java. That is the first thing, desktop applications or the standalone application. The second one, web application. The third thing, mobile application. The fourth thing, embedded applications. The first thing which is a desktop or standalone applications law, the application which is run inside the only one desktop is called as a standalone applications. Okay, when we are going to develop any kind of standalone applications, we need the knowledge on Java standard editions, that is AWT, Swings and Applets. Okay, these are the three are helpful to develop your particular desktop or standalone application. These three applications, so for example for that, the Notepad or Notepad++, a command prompt or Photoshop or Paint, this all came under the desktop application. The second one, web applications. Web application in the sense, the applications which is run inside the browser is called as web applications. Whenever we are developing any kind of web applications, we need to have the knowledge on front-end technologies, back-end technologies, servers and databases. Different servers will be there, different databases will be there, different front-end technologies will be there and back-end technologies will be there. Whenever that particular application can be run inside the browser, we must and should run with particular URL, that is a universal resource locators. With the help of this, it can be run. The third thing, mobile application. The mobile application in the sense, whenever we are going to develop any kind of Android applications, that Android applications can be developed with the help of Java mobile edition. That is also core part of particular Java. Java nunchi ochinde one of the families Android, that also we can develop mobile application. The fourth thing, embedded application. In this embedded applications, IoT, Internet of Things. Okay, whenever I'm developing any kind of IoT project or any kind of IoT applications, the web pages are required. Those web pages can be developed with the help of this Java technology. Okay, these are the applications of Java. Okay, this type of applications we are going to develop. Okay, then the next part of your particular things here, clear about these applications. Okay, now the next thing I'm given that information on features of Java. Okay, here I'm given the features of Java. Okay, what are the features of Java? Okay, the primary functionality or the primary features of your particular Java is that we know that the Java is a programming language, the creations to the make the portable and the simple and the secure language. Okay, here the lot of features will be there. Okay, everyone can be said that what is the basic features of Java is simple. Java is a simple language. And the second thing, object oriented. And the third thing, portable. The fourth thing, platform independent. Next thing, secured. The next thing, robust. Then architectural neutral, integrated, high performance, multi-threaded, distributed, or dynamic. Okay, these all are the features of Java. Why? Because when compared to any other programming language, Java is a very simple to learn. That's why that is the first features is a simple. The second one, object oriented. Okay, object oriented in the sense, when we are going to develop any kind of logics, any kind of codings, any kind of programming, so everything can be treated as an object. So that's why we can say that Java is a object oriented programming language. Okay, that is one of the thing. And the third thing, the platform independent. Okay, the platform independent in the sense, okay, the platform independent. Okay, the platform independent in the sense, every programming, there are the two types of the programmings basically there. Those are the platform independent and a platform dependent programming language. Okay, the platform dependent in the sense, whenever we are going to develop any kind of a business logics, okay, based on the platform, the logics can be changed. Okay, those are, we can say that, platform dependent languages. For example, C language. Okay, if we are going to use the Windows operating systems, the coding is different. If we are going to use the a Linux operating system, the coding is different. As a developer, as a programmer, sufficient to write the individual codings is highly difficult to that. That's why all the developers can be moved in platform dependent, independent programming language. Platform independent in the sense, only one principle is there, that is the Aura. That is the right ones, run anywhere. If we are going to write any kind of coding or if any kind of logics, the ones, it can be run any platform, like Windows operating system or Linux operating systems or Ubuntu operating systems or Mac operating system. It can be run anywhere or it can be run any platform. Okay, that's why we can say that there is a platform independent. And the secured. Okay, when compared to other programming languages, Java is a secure programming language. And the next thing is robust. Okay, robust also one kind of a feature. The next, architectural neutrals. And the next one, interprotected. And the high performance and multi-threaded or distributed or dynamics. And each and everything is having its own specifications. Okay, these are all are the features of your particular Java. Okay, the next thing, whenever we are going to write, whenever we are going to implement any kind of codings, first we are going to primary function, we have to set the path in your machine. Okay, in our machine, the Java is present or not. We are going to test that first. Okay, how we are going to test if the Java is present in our machine? Directly you can open the command prompt to the run prompt. Just you can write Java C, we can type. Okay, if I can be type the Java C is not find an internal and external commands. Okay, there is the internal and external. If the Java is present, it can be views the number of commands. If the Java is not present, it cannot be views. The Java is not present and internal and external command. Then we are going to be installed your particular Java. Then after you can change or you can assume that installed path and your particular set, we are going to be set your particular path. Okay, how we are going to set your particular path, I can show you. Okay, the initially I can give that first. Okay, here just you can see. Okay, command prompt you can open. Okay, in your particular command prompt, just you can type Java C. Okay, if the Java C you can click. Okay, if it is showing this number of directories. Okay, here the number of directories we are going to show. Okay, here now you can see. Okay, now you can see here. Okay, this is the number of commands will be visible. Okay, just I can clear the screen. If just primarily Java C is there. Okay, if you can click the Java C, the number of commands. Now the Java is present. Okay, now which version of Java is going to be present? Okay, here just you can type the Java space -1 version. Okay, here the Java version 1.8 I am currently using. Now the Java term is the runtime environment, because already I said every program is having the built-in server, that is the Java runtime environment. The next thing, Java hotspot, I am using that. Here 64-bit server build. Okay, here the complete information about the Java. Now this is the way of to creating one type of path, that is the temporary path. Okay, here I can show you that permanent path setting. Okay, how I can set the permanent path. Okay, there are the two ways is there to set the temporary path and permanent path will be there. Temporary path can be visible whenever I can open my particular command prompt. Until that it can be work. The permanent path, I'm going to set my proper environment setting. Okay, by using this environment settings, I can set my particular path. Now you can see how I can set. Okay, now here you can see. Okay, this is my properties. I can open my computer, then right click on that. Here it is visible that properties. Okay, this is my particular property. Okay, in this property, go to advanced system settings. In this advanced system setting, there are the two types of the variables will be there. Those are the system variables will be there and user variables will be there. Whenever I can click on the environment variable, in this environment variable, here the environment variable, user variable will be there and system variable will be there. I want to set this system variable. In this system variable, just I can click the path and I can edit this. Okay, this is the path, and just you can click the OK. Then next you can click the OK. Then next you can click that OK. Okay, now your permanent path is going to set. Okay, here permanent path. Now you can see. Okay, just again you can type your particular command prompt. Okay, here this is my particular command prompt I am going to show. Okay, this is my particular command prompt. In this command prompt, again you can see Java C, type and click the enter. Whenever you can click that Java C, here the number of commands can be visible. Now your machine is ready to write your particular applications or your particular business logics or your particular coding. Okay, the next you can see that. Okay, this is the process, just where the project directories. Okay, JDK directory will be there. That initially the JDK directory I can give that. That is the first thing. Whenever we are going to install in our particular Java, assuming that you have to install in that particular location. Okay, not only that particular C drive. Okay, you have to change the directory or you have to change the location of your particular installed path in that C drive. By default, it will be present in C drive programming files, and the Java is the folder. In the Java directory will be there. In this Java directory, number of commands you can view. The second thing, the first one, right click on my computer and select the properties. The next thing, you can go to the advanced systems. Whenever you can click the advanced system, it can be visible to that the environment variable. In this environment variables, now you can set that two types of the variables will be there. Those are the first one, the user variable. The second one is a system variable. If you are going to change the system variable, in this system variable you can create the new path. Already it's present the number of path, that is operating system related paths will be there. Okay, you have to change that path, and just you can click the OK and you can click that finish. Then your machine is ready to write your programs with the help of that particular Java technology. Okay, this is the path. Okay, the next thing, every programming language or the every technology having its own environment. Okay, that is the environment. We can say that Java runtime environment. Before going to learn this Java runtime environment, you have to knowledge on the two things. That is the first thing, Java development kit. The second thing, Java virtual machine. Okay, these are the three things will be there: JDK, JRE, JVM. JDK stands for Java Development Kit. The second thing, JRE, that is the Java Runtime Environment. The third thing, JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine. These are the three things will be there. Here I can give that clarity on about three things. The first thing, JVM, that is the Java Virtual Machine. Okay, what is the main function for this? The Java Virtual Machine that provide the runtime environment to execute the Java bytecode. Okay, whenever we are going to write the logic, whenever we are going to write the any code by using the Java, it can be generated the dot class files. Okay, with the help of this Java Virtual Machine. Okay, the JVM cannot be, doesn't understand the Java type that code. It will be completely compiled with the help of a .java. Okay, the dot class files that contain the bytecode that can be the understandable by that JVM. Okay, that is the purpose. The JVM can be helpful for that Java virtual machine, the virtual machine that can be provided to runtime environment to execute the Java code. The Java code can be executed with the help of this JVM only. The second thing, whenever we can execute this Java virtual machine code. Okay, here the different areas will be there. That is first one, class loader. Okay, the main purpose of your particular class loader is that to load the dot class files. Whenever we can write any kind of logic, whenever we can write any kind of a Java code, it will be generated dot class files. Okay, the dot class file can be loaded with the help of this class loader. Of loading these dot class files, there are the different areas will be there. There is a method area, heap area, stack area, PC registered, and native method and native stacks will be there depending on that runtime area. Then after it will be moved to execution engine. In this execution engine, with the help of the native method interfaces and native libraries, we can view the output. Okay, this is your particular things. Here, the first thing, the class loader is there. The main purpose of the class loader is that to load the dot class files. And the second thing, method area. This method area is a predefined classes structures will be control pool. In your heap area is an objects are allocated in the heap area, and the stacks, whatever the local variables and the practical results are stored here. Okay, and the next one, program registers. The program register holds the address of the JVM instructions. Okay, which instructions we are going to be executed, and the native methods area will be there. It's control all the natives used in this application. And the next one, it will be moved to execution engine. The execution engines can be control the execution instructions. And the next one, native method interfaces. This native method interfaces give the interface between your particular Java code or any other code is going to be there. If it will be nativated. And the next one, native method libraries. Whenever we are going to be converted between the Java code and the native code, if it will be required to any kind of consist, it will be used with the help of this native codes. Okay, with the help of the native code, it's going to be executed. That's why we can give that JVM architecture. We can say that there is a class loaded in the method area, heap area, stacks, PC registers, native method stacks, execution engine, native method interfaces, and native libraries. These all are the architecture of JVM. And the second thing, JRE, that is a Java runtime environment. The Java runtime environment, what is the main purpose for that? Means the Java runtime environment provides the libraries of the Java virtual machine and the other components. That's why we can say that JRE equal to JVM plus your libraries. Okay, this is the purpose of your Java virtual machine, a Java runtime environment, because that is providing to execute your particular Java runtime environment. The third thing, JDK, that is a Java Development Kit. Okay, the Java Development Kit also use it to develop your particular code. Okay, that's why we can say that JDK is also called the Java Development Kit. It is a subset of Java runtime environment, and it consists of the everything. Means without the JDK, we cannot write any kind of the code. Okay, JDK, we can say that JRE plus some kind of tools are the compilers and the debuggers. Already I can given that yesterday. So what is the purpose of this compiler? It can be converted into high level language into machine level language. That machine level language can be understandable by your particular JVM, and it will be executed and it will be view your particular output. Okay, this is the purpose of the JDK. The JDK and the JRE, these two things are physically present in our machine, and the JRE is present, the JVM is presently logically. Okay, that is the way of Java virtual. We are going to say virtual in the sense logically it is present. Okay, the JDK and the JRE is the physically present. These are the three important things: JDK, JRE, JVM. Here the JDK in the sense Java Development Kit. The main purpose for that is the Java Development Kit also called used to support the JRE and its component. What is the purpose of the JRE? JRE is responsible for to provide the runtime environment. Okay, with the help of the Java runtime environment, it is going to be created. And the third thing, JVM in the sense Java virtual machine. The main purpose of the Java virtual machine is that the main purpose of your particular Java virtual machine is going to create, okay, the Java virtual machine is going to be execute your particular Java program. Okay, this is the purpose of your particular